Well, hello students. This video is going to be about the new Blackboard Ultra. Uh, I'm I I'm sure I hope the college sends you information on how to access it and maybe some of their videos on using it. But I want to show you how I have my classes set up, and so I'm trying to make my classes very similar in the way things are organized and the way things work. But there will be some variation between each class, obviously because of the content of that course. I do not know what your Blackboard home screen is going to look like because I have no way of seeing that until a student shows me exactly what it looks like. But when you get into a course, and I'm assuming it will be similar to what was previous. Okay, I don't know. I can show you this. This is what my home screen looks like. I don't know what yours will look like. I just have no idea. But I'm assuming, I don't know. I don't know if on the left it'll look like this and you click on courses and that brings you to your current list of courses that you have access to. I don't know. Okay, but when you get into a course, now this is a student preview of the 1101 course in my sandbox to where I have to go to learn to work on these things and to play with them. This is what you'll see, except for all you will see to begin with will be the course information tab here. This particular one does not have the syllabus quiz in it yet. And so all of the units or modules, the lessons will not be visible until you complete the no-show syllabus quiz with an 80%. And that's in every class. This across the top here is, excuse me, is very similar to the old Blackboard. You go to calendar, you can see by day, you can see by month, and of course the dates that I have in this course are fall semester dates. So here you can see how things look, okay, on calendar. And I try to set all of my assignments up so that they have a due date, and it will show you in the calendar what they're due. And for the most part, everything is due on Mondays until you reach the very last week of the semester. They might be due on Friday, they might be due on Saturday, they might be due on Monday. It all depends on what your final exam is going to be like in that particular course. Okay, so if we click on a calendar item, it just takes you to that day. Okay, let's see what happens here. That gives you information about that. You could go to the lesson from there, but if you do, you miss all the information about the lesson. So I recommend you use the calendar just to look at due dates, but use the content tab over here to actually see the information. Okay, announcements. Announcements are just that. When I or the college will post an announcement, most of the time I will email it to you also, but they will go here on the announcements page. If your class has discussion forums, you'll be able to see them here in addition to within the Content Center. Not all classes will have them, but some do. The gradebook has changed. For me as an instructor, it has changed. For you, I'm not so sure. I honestly do not know. Okay. And I don't know how this works until we get some students who get some stuff in that has to be graded. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of lame, but until I get some data in the grade book, I have no idea how the grade book is going to work for you or for me. Okay. Groups. Most of my classes do not have groups set up. Some do. And if it does, it typically relates to one of the exams. When you come in to take your midterm exam, I may add you to a group. Same way with final exams, it may you may see that you're put into an exam group. Every course is a little bit different, and so I can't say across the board how groups are going to work. Okay, so back to the content tab. There's no longer that menu down the left side like the old Blackboard had. Everything is here in the content. Right here, course faculty. There'll be me if you have an adjunct instructor. Both of us would be here. You can click here to email us, and it will send a message from Blackboard through to us in our Outlook email. Okay. All right. So what you do is you click on one of the buttons here. I'll call it a tab for lack of a better word. The instructor information is here. Okay. And if there's an introductory video to the course, it will be here. These are on Blackboard. And most of these now, when they start playing, you can full screen it. Okay. I mean, as you saw on that one, the resolution didn't look that great, so you could open it up in Blackboard just like previously. I've got the technology requirements, which gives you the system requirements to run the CAD software, and there's a little bit of information about materials that you may need to buy for particular courses. The Autodesk software. Kind of changed this up a little bit because Autodesk has changed the way that they're doing things in the last year or so. So you'll need to read this on their guide for downloading their software. You need to create an Autodesk account if you have not yet. If they need additional documentation, then go into Banner Web and open up your class schedule, and then print it as a PDF. And the easiest way to do that is within your browser. I'm working in Google Chrome here. And so I click the little buttons up here, and I can go print. And there'll be a save as a PDF or a print to PDF. And so you save it as a PDF, and then you can upload that to verify your student eligibility with Autodesk. All right, and so here's a video from Autodesk on creating your account and how to get the products and stuff. Here I have specific instructions on the different softwares. So download that and read it before you try to download the software. Okay. All right, and so that takes me back to the previous one. That takes me to the next one. So I will have the exam announcements, the midterm and the final exam announcements in here that will give you the dates and what will be covered on those exams. And then the link here to my WebEx meeting room. So if we need to have a WebEx meeting, there's where the link is. You'll click that and launch WebEx. Okay, so that's the course information. When it comes to lessons, everything's going to be in units or modules, and most of them are set up by weeks to make it easy for you and easy for me. Okay, and so we click on week 1. the overview, and everyone will be a little different, okay? Every class, every week will be a little different. A lot of times I have an overview that tells what we're doing. Videos may be in a folder for videos, or they might just be in here individually. Okay, and so here, here is a quiz. Okay, and so there'll be a description of the quiz here. You click on it. It gives you information over here, due dates, how many attempts are available for you, how many are left, okay? Most things have 2 attempts, some only have 1, okay? Everyone's a little bit different. And then it has the information, the description there. And you can go start attempt. And this should be very similar to, you know, the previous Blackboard and the quizzes. And so you'll enter in your answers here. If it's a fill in the blank, you type in your answer. Spelling is critical. Capitalization is not. Okay. Multiple choice. There might be some matching. You know, you guys know how to take quizzes. That's not a problem. Okay, and of course, you know, you have to submit it once you're done. Let me go back into that. So continue attempt. When you get done, you'll submit it. Okay. The tutorial videos, there we go. So I showed you one video already. This will be a Dropbox. I'm going to say most of my assignments will have the word Dropbox in the title. Most of them will not have spaces in the title, but there'll be an underline inlay of the spaces, because when I download files, it makes the file naming easier for me to deal with. Okay. And so the Blackboard doesn't call it a Dropbox, but you know, I have found that's the easiest way to refer to it, where you're going to submit a file to me. And so here, this tells you due dates, attempts. Almost all of my CAD drawing submission will be unlimited attempts. I set them all up that way. There might be 1 or 2, you know, that I didn't get set that way. If that's so, let me know. I will fix that for sure. So you can make, you know, as many submissions as you need to, because if you may submit it and then you think of something that, you know, you may have done wrong, you need to correct it, you can go right back in and submit it again. If there is a rubric, I think it will display here that you can see what the rubric is. Most of my rubrics are pretty generic. Some individual lessons have individual rubrics for things that I'm looking for pertaining to that individual lesson. Okay, and then we'll go start attempt. Okay, and so you drag and drop your file here. You can put some text if it's a text type answer, then you can just type your text in there. But most of the time, you're just dragging and dropping your file in there. Make sure that you are giving me an AutoCAD drawing file, a DWG file. Do not give me a BAK, which is a backup file. Do not give me a DWT, which is a template file, unless it's a template assignment. Okay? And you'll put it in there, and then you'll submit it. Okay. All right. In-class assignments. Most of the time, the in-class, there might be some information for you to read ahead of time. That's fine. There might be information about the assignment that you'll be working on. Sometimes it will tell you to bring your textbook if your assignment is coming out of the textbook. There might be a Dropbox. Let me go to another week here. Okay. Okay, so in this particular case, it tells you to get the handout from the lab tutor, read the instructions on the handout, and then in this case, you're going to submit a CAD drawing of the angle plate that you're going to be creating. Okay, I think that pretty much covers a lot of the stuff in as far as this new Blackboard goes. We're all going to be learning together in using this thing. So if you have problems or questions, send me an email. I will find the answer for you if I do not know it. And once we get, like I said before, once we get some actual grades and assignments submitted and I can grade things and see how those are working, we'll see how that goes. And if I need to let everybody know changes or whatever, I'll let you know. Okay, so like I said before, if you have any issues with this, send me an email as soon as you can, and I will get to it and figure it out for you.